Don't you just love Yahoo News? They kind of leave a few important details out when they're trying to tell a story. Details I think are very, very important. I know not everybody would probably think so, but I think it's important. Anyway, we're talking about Brittany and Brienna Delgado, who chased down a guy who... the story goes basically like this. Brienna and Brittany Delgado, they were driving their grandma around, and all of a sudden they get hit by another car. The owner of the other car jumps out, and then he decides to just suddenly take off instead of taking responsibility. Now, I understand Brittany and Brienna Delgado chasing this guy down and pinning him down because they're wrestlers, okay? So they're fully capable of pinning this guy down, and they go chase him, they pin this guy down, and they make him accountable for what he had just done. But, of course, Yahoo kind of leaves out a few details that I think are really important. Number one, did Grandma sustain any injuries? I'm sure the story went like this. As soon as the car crash occurred, I'm sure that Brittany and Brienna checked out their grandma to make sure she was okay. Then they took off to catch the guy. I would think that'd be a little absent-minded if they didn't, but I'm pretty sure that they checked their grandma out first and then they went after the guy. But the article never mentions whether she was ever injured or not and how bad her injuries actually were. I would presume because Brittany and Brienna actually chased this guy down that Grandma didn't sustain that many injuries. And thank heavens for that. So, if she didn't sustain any injuries at all, I wish her a speedy recovery. And I wanted to also wish Brittany and Brienna a congratulations for chasing this guy down and make him face the music. But anyway, here's some other details I think they should have included in the article. Whose car were they driving? Were they driving Grandma's car, or did Brittany and Brienna, either one of them, do they own cars? And if so, which one were they taking? It's kind of interesting to know. How bad was the damage? They never talked about how bad the damage was to the car. Did it total out the car, or is the car repairable? They never mentioned that. How about the guy who tried to flee the scene? Did he have any insurance? They don't mention that. I mean, you know, that's going to be pretty bad for him if they go and tackle this guy and make him face the music only to find out that he doesn't have any insurance and they have no way to recover the damages on their car. There you go. But here's another one. Was the tackled driver drunk? They never mentioned that either. Was he sober? Was he drunk? Was he on PCP? We don't know that. The article never mentions that. Might make a big difference is how we feel towards this guy. Was he an incredibly dirt poor guy that just simply couldn't afford the insurance to take care of a wreck like that? Or was he just being dumb and stupid? And they don't make any mention about any of this. And I think these are just as important of questions to be answered in an article like this than telling them about the two gals and what they did. I'm saying I'm very proud of what these two gals did, and I'm glad that this guy's finally going to face his music, but I think Yahoo needs to be a bit more forthcoming with details before they go publishing an article like this. What do you think? And if you know the answers to any of these questions, leave them right down here in the comments below. I'd love to know the answers. Alright, I'll tell you more in a future video. Stay tuned.